Hey, what's shaking, guys? It's Senile here, and I'm bringing you some Manhunt on Assassin's Creed Revelations. Bearing in mind, this is not my comfort zone at all. I've played about 900 matches in Assassin's Creed Revelations, and about 8 of them have been Manhunt. So, you have to bear with me. I have not played a lot of Manhunt in a hell of a long while. But I still like to think I can hold my own. I'm against some pretty decent players here, but I've got quite a good team as well, so it does end pretty well. But at the start of the game, particularly if I'm playing against experienced players, I don't tend to go straight for them like I usually would against less experienced players. I tend to just hide and wait for them to come. As you see, they go absolutely insane here, and I respond by going absolutely insane to match up with them. And then this is absolute pant-wetting chaos here as I break my B button. I'm sure my B button has cracks in it after that opening phase of the Manhunt. But that went okay. I managed to get, I think that was 4 stuns at the beginning of the game, which was awesome. But yeah, I'm not really going to give tips per se on Manhunt, because I wouldn't say I'm the authority on Manhunt at all, because obviously, like I said, I don't play it very often. But there are some basic things. For one, having good teammates is always a plus. Sticking with your teammates is also a plus as well. If you try and pretty much hang around on your own, unless you're against fairly inexperienced players, you're not going to get much out of it. It is good to stay with your teammates, as, like you can see here, me and BLOODEYES are trying to work together to get our stuns and generally avoid death. And here I managed to stun a renegade. Then I try to run away, and this renegade uses his evil sorcery to bring me back, Star Wars style, and puts my stupid ass on the ground. But again, like I said, sticking with your teammates is good. You can probably hear BLOODEYES on the chat just there saying he's completely by himself. I'm trying with absolute drunken fury to get to him, and he comes over and lends me some aid, and then chaos ensues again. There's smoke everywhere. I'm blind, and I'm just hammering the B button again, and I realise I've been given the lurgy in the middle of the combat, and I go straight down. But that went okay for me. I managed to get a stun out of that, which was okay, and 2 stuns on my way to aid BLOODEYES in combat. And here I'm hiding by myself because I don't feel like I'm going to make it to any teammate. But then I turn around, and an incredibly overeager renegade comes over and sprays my blood all over the floor. I wasn't really ready for him. But now I've got my boost cooldowns. I pretty much run boost cooldowns in team games all the time, because it just means I can get more stuns after I get brutalized 5 times. And at this point, I'm absolutely shitting my pants, because I know they're all coming and there's no one to help me. So I just went in, muted 2 people there, and then smoked them all, and then engaged in breaking my face against their faces. And then after that kind of thing, I tend to run the fuck away after doing shit like that, because they're gonna get up and kill you. I was gonna go in there and try and get a cheap stun, but there's just too many of them. And here I notice my smoke comes back on cooldown, but because I had my camera facing the renegades, so I accidentally ran into a group of NPCs, and I tried to use my smoke, but while I was stumbling, it didn't let me throw it because I was stumbling, so I ended up getting brutalized. And at this point, again, I'm trying to get back to my teammates. I think it's kind of important that you stay with them, because you're more likely to stay alive that way. You're more likely to get more stuns that way. It didn't work out quite that well this time, because I arrived a little too late to help BLOODEYES out, and ended up getting random guy for can't even read that from here. I got poisoned. He puts me down with his filthy, filthy lurgy again, and I have to get on with my life. But again, locating teammates, that's what I'm trying to do, but I've noticed they're all died, and I tried to mute the renegade, but he I kind of was a little bit foolish in going too close to that little wall that he obviously tried to exploit to get his acrobatic kill. But I ran away, and then shit hits the fan here as everyone's like, I want my final kill! Oh god! And then, yeah, I just tried to take as much as I could out of that. I probably could have got the double stun, but I think resilience is pretty much used by most people, so... And because I don't have my smoke bomb crafted, I don't have it crafted to last as long as possible because I don't usually play manhunt. Then,
if you can hear me, senile or anybody else,
I ended up getting killed. But now on to the offensive round, and it was kind of weird because I got more points in the offensive round than the defensive round, and that usually never happens. But as you may have heard there, BLOODEYES was telling me and the other members of this team that he's using poison, and that is good to note, that to let people know when you're using poison, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to have your poison stolen if people don't know you're poisoning people. So that's a good thing to know. If you're using poison, or preferably use poison in teams where you know each other, you know what you're doing, you're communicating, so...
Alright, he's poisoned. So
you'll see later BLOODEYES calls out that he's poisoning someone, so I will stand and watch that person die. Because I know that BLOODEYES' kill is going to be higher than any kill I'm going to get, because I'm not using poison. And obviously, if you're in the position where somebody's using poison, if you've seen that they've used it, obviously don't take the poison, because you're not going to get anywhere near as much of a good kill, and you're also just going to aggravate that person. You'll see some examples of stolen poisons, even one from myself, which I don't think I could have really avoided. But we'll see that later anyway. In this section of the offensive round, I pretty much do nothing. I just act as the supervisor. Not deliberately, I am trying to get kills, I just don't manage to get any kills. Here I'm just walking around like, yep, nicely done, chaps, nicely done. Nicely done killing everybody. Now I'm going to go over and try and act a little nonchalant. Try and not act too obvious, because I'm obviously a deacon, so he's probably suspicious. But then he gets his face ripped off by my teammate anyway. So I'll go on with my life and killing absolutely fucking no one at the moment. But I will begin to kill people at some point in this match. Don't sweat it, as I will kill everyone here, because I know that both those renegades are targets. So I went and threw my smoke bomb and just completely wailed on their asses, and they both went down. Now at this point my morale was so high after that double kill. I was like, yeah, I'll kill all of you, I'll kill all of you, and I kind of was a little bit impatient and decided to charge that renegade when these players know what they're doing, so he was clearly going to know I was coming, and my impatience led to me getting booted in the testicles. And I kind of deserved that, to be honest. Patience does kind of get you far in the offensive round when you know you're against people who know how to identify their pursuers and such. Right here, we know they clearly know who we are, so I run out and hope that somebody drops a smoke bomb. That doesn't happen, but then chaos ensues, people start dropping, and I manage to steal somebody's poison, but I think that poison was... Again, I'm looking at a really small screen, so I can't see that other teammate, what his name is, but he poisoned him exactly as I was pressing the X button, and whoops, that decoy was a bit of a failure. I saw the compass indicated somebody was behind me, I turned around, saw him, and pressed X. And here you can see BLOODEYES has poisoned someone, and he's telling everyone not to kill him, and then somebody does kill him, which was a bit silly because that guy had been poisoned for about 4 seconds. And you may have noticed I just killed the completely wrong guy, like who didn't even look like a renegade earlier, and that was just simply I just accidentally pressed the X button. I'm not actually sure why. Ignore that. If you want to know how to play manhunt, don't randomly kill NPCs who don't even look like your targets. That's a silly idea. Right, here I know this renegade quite blatantly knows that I'm there, and it's quite important to know what to do in these kind of situations. Don't just run up and expect to get the kill, because you're not going to. And as I climb up, he tries to knife me. I'm assuming he wanted to bring me off that wall, but it didn't manage to happen. I just was standing there, bending over. So I managed to get a nice aerial incognito on that guy. And here you get another example of me being fantastic at killing decoys. Because The compass wasn't indicating that this guy comes around the corner, but at the same, it just scared me. I was just scared. He ran around the corner, and I just thought, my instinct told me to murder that guy. But I will get my revenge, because I know that renegade is my target. I screened him earlier, so I'll take a nice, tasty hidden kill on this guy. And then move on with my life. I've got 10 seconds to go, so I have grounds for being completely reckless here, and I just run in and charge and take a kill just to take me over 9,000, which is not bad considering there were actually experienced people in this game, and I haven't played Manhunt in ages. I don't play Manhunt at all very often, so it was a pretty decent game for me. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, rate, subscribe and all that shit, and I shall see you next time when I'll be probably bringing you some more deathmatch, because I kind of missed deathmatch. I haven't played it in ages. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.